What's up, guys? Welcome to the Transparency. The delay is worth it. Here we go. Again, I want to thank the moderators. Again, happy Tuesday to all of you guys. So I want to thank the moderators, the subscribers, the members at some point tonight. Once you get to the point that you want to make yourself known, that you have an opinion, go ahead and hit the thumbs up or thumbs down based on your opinion. Again, welcome. I do have an intro video for you guys. I want you guys to take a look at it. Again, this is from, bear with me, my voice will be in and out. It is very hoarse, but there's an intro video, and then we're going to start. So let the notifications seek in. Again, thank you to the moderators. Thank you to the members, subscribers. Those of you guys that are on the fence, pick a side. Be proud, whichever side it's on. So again, this is from, this is a live. This is a live from my home, January 17th, 2022. So there you go. All right, here we go. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think, and then we're popping right into it. I got a nice lineup tonight. We're going to talk about motives. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about our laundry, and we're going to put it all together. So here we go. Ready? Check it out. You guys, I will never forget. Who's here? Don't you touch that door. No, it's not the pizza man. Stop it. I'm checking the cameras first. I don't know if he can write in chat because I blocked him probably. Listen. Dave makes up evidence it's not there. That accent, though. Somebody wants to talk about this red fucking car. You guys. Now you sound like Gina. Gina was like, Lana, that red car belonged to Nicole Atkinson's sister. Then she said
No, I know my friends are in the same game.
They aren't? Here, come here, just so we can find them. Because somebody friend requested you, so you might have to hit accept. Let me see. Why did they move to Colorado for a job? I don't think that's why. You guys, I will never forget. Who's here? Don't you touch that door. No, it's not the pizza man. Stop it. I'm checking the cameras first.
What?
Who is it? Sorry, we can't. Nope. Have a good day. I'm gonna call the police for you. Get over here. Get over here. We're calling the police.
Why? Why?
Because he's lying about him breaking down in front of our house.
Whose house? From breaking down whose house? From breaking down whose house? From breaking down.
Did you guys hear that?
That one was my iPad.
Exactly. You hear this? Get over here. What? What do you need? I already called the police. Leave my house. What? I have a delivery for you. Open the door. Who is it?
I'm scared.
We don't know who you are. I'm sorry, but you're scaring my son. Okay. You need to leave now.
You can leave at our door.
You need to leave.
You can leave at
I'm calling the police.
Please don't go on.
I'm not going anywhere. Stand there.
Stand right here.
Go upstairs.
No.
Go upstairs. Go upstairs in your bedroom. Hurry up.
I want to stay with you, Mom.
It's okay. Come here. It's okay, baby. Come here. It's okay.
So scared, Mom. The first time.
It's okay.
That's an iPad.
It's okay.
That's an iPad.
Stand there.
Okay.
Go. Stay there.
I want to stay with you.
Stay over there. Come here. Stay there. Come on.
If they keep on knocking the door, say who's out there. Are you sure you locked the door?
Yes. Yeah, you're good.
I'm really scared.
Hurry up. Come on, get over here. Come on, come on. Hurry up. Get in there. Come on.
I like that he turned on the light.
Come on. Hold on. Damn it. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, we got it.
It was there. Who's outside?
I don't know, baby. Come here. Hurry up. Come here. He needs to leave. I got him.
Bye.
Watch out. I'm gonna get his phone. I'm gonna get his stuff. Hold on. Okay. I got his car. Come on. Oh shit. He shut off his car.
So what?
Damn it now.
Somebody was at the door.
We got pictures of him.
Now somebody is over there.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yep, you better leave him, motherfucker. Go! He's got his lights off and he's parked right there.
Do you want to see who it is?
Come on, Danny. Watch out.
Who's that? Who's that?
Watch out.
Who is it? Who's that?
Oh my God. You need to leave. That's great. Leave it. All right, guys, welcome to the transparency. Here we go. This was last January, Martin Luther King Monday. So what you guys just saw there was what happened to myself and my minor child. And this is what people thought was um, mm, if you support my channel and you support myself, then everything that I'm doing and have been doing since January 17th, 2022 is because the YouTube channel Unmask Inc. and its owner, Vanessa Walsh, and its business manager, James Rasakis, and it's Troll Channels. They, which I have all the chats, but I have 10,000 to 40,000 pagers worth of discovery that I've been through. And it is every chat that all of these people were in the DMs, such as the channel Melissa Jade, Aunt Lala, The Grim Truther, Ann Yanka, Unmask, Checkmate Humanity. You name a troll channel out there that's making a video about me. This is what they did to myself and my minor child on January 17, 2022. Just a little over a year ago. And this is how they wanted to serve a ex parte PPO, or I'm sorry, like a restraining order. And all of these people knew that this was going to happen, and they got on their phones and they got on their devices because I had this live scheduled for 3 or 4 days out prior to like this date. And they had provided this process server with my channel name, the channel name that she owned. And this guy was monitoring me and my movement and where I would be at and stuff like that. And the person that got this temporary restraining order out on me, I've never met in my life. And this is how she chose to serve me. And knowing that my son was home and did this, and he was in the background, and so was a good friend of mine. And they waited till my good friend ran out to the store really quick there was a guy that was sitting out watching me while I was live. And this is what like they planned on doing, so much so that the Aunt Lala channel, she's so fucking sloppy and messy that she put everything in writing in these chats that they were in, like, text messages, DMs and shit like that. And back and forth talking to people about, make sure that you're recording Lana tonight. Make sure you're recording Lana tonight. I had people asking me that were good friends of mine, oh, do you have your son tonight? Do you have your son this weekend? And so when I hear the Dylan frozen state shock, when I read that and I hear about that, and how would somebody be in a situation like that? And did somebody walk past me in all clad black? No, they didn't walk past me in all clad black. But what somebody did do is they pounded on my door. As you guys heard, then they told me that they broke down outside of my house. Okay. And see, I live in a cul-de-sac. My street is very, very small, and it's very, it's like, it's a private, street, community, whatever you want to call it, development. And first thing is that if you chose to turn down my street, if you were going to somebody's house, okay, if you broke down on my street, you would then just go to the person's house that you were going to. You wouldn't need to knock on someone's door that you don't know and ask them, hey, can you help me? My car broke down outside your house. As soon as they said that to me, I knew something was up, because I live on a street with 6 houses in like a cul-de-sac. So if you turned on my street and you're on my street and you're back in my development, wherever you were planning on going, you'd be right by the other houses. So why don't you just go to your friend's house? Okay. So I knew immediately when this person said that they were, they broke down outside my house and could I help them? And that's when I said no, as you heard me say no. But I'd be happy, I can call the police for you. I'm not going to open up my door for you. And first of all, you have a cell phone. Why are you knocking on my door? Second of all, if you broke down really on my street, you'd be right by wherever the hell you were going. And so immediately I knew that this person was lying. And this person did this as soon as Denny, my friend, had left. He took my vehicle and he left. And so they waited till he left. But my son was, he runs up through the house, any other little kid would do. And if you can ever hear my son, he's up in his loft. His loft is like a playroom. And so just because maybe you can hear him from time to time, it does not mean that he can hear me by any means. I would hope that you guys know what vaulted ceilings are like and lofts are like and a nice big family, home is like. But this person was watching me and was told to watch me and was told to serve me on a live when they had seen in the background that my son was there and that they were about to inflict emotional distress upon my minor child, which is a felony. Not to mention that you were just stalking me, using electronics to survey me. But that there were people at home that knew this was going to happen and that they were legit recording so they could catch it and so they could put it out there. And their moms. Well, that's why you fail as a mom. Number one. Number two is this is why everything and anything that you see that I'm doing in the courtroom, it's because of the situation. This woman that ran a YouTube channel, and her online bully boyfriend, they are dirty. They do stuff behind the scenes. And I let a woman come on my panel who was a victim to tell her story. And when I did that, then shit went AWOL because I gave a victim a voice. So much so that this woman went ahead and she lied to Broomfield County in Denver to get a protection order against me. Again, never met the broad. Meanwhile, she came to me and wanted me to help her and whatever bullshit. They're a bunch of fucking whacks. Doesn't matter. Point being is that I'm the real deal. I had no idea that this was happening. I immediately, which I'm a very private person, I came over to my computer when that happened immediately because I didn't have a vehicle here anymore because the person that was here that ran out to grab something for us took my vehicle just to run to the store and come right back. So I immediately came to my computer, wrote in the comment section my address because nobody had it. So I doxed myself on a live and put my address out there for the world to see. And I said, call 911 right now. And I wanted to make sure that this was running so that I had an extra camera here. I have 5 cameras at my estate. And so took my son, went immediately upstairs. There was nobody here to process serve me. This was somebody coming here to my home to inflict emotional violence upon myself and a 6-year-old child. This wasn't by accident. This was a process server that came to my home at 7:30 or 8:30 at night. Who then took paperwork, and wrote on his paperwork that he had immediately told myself and anybody else that was in this home who he was and that he disclosed himself as a process server. Okay. Well, I'm going to run it back and I want you to listen. I want you to put your earbuds in and I want you to hear exactly what this fucking piece of shit said. Because no, he did not disclose himself as a process server when he came to my home and banged like a fucking lunatic to scare my child. He could have easily had 4 shots in him if I wanted to unload a weapon, right? I mean, what would you do to protect yourself? I mean, my house was shaking. I thought he was about to come through the door, as one can see. So put your earphones in, and I want you to listen. And when someone says that people won't lie and fudge documents, because we're talking about the Idaho case, we're talking about somebody being in a frozen state shock. We're talking about how you would respond in a state of that you're in fear for your life, that you could possibly be encountering fear for your life, fear for your son, fear for your loved one, whatever. This happened a year ago, just a couple months. So last Martin Luther King's evening last year, this person was outside my home, was instructed to come to my home on Monday evening and to sit outside. She has a live broadcast. She's going to have a bunch of people watching her channel, just like how you guys all have. You guys are all watching this right now. They knew that, and they wanted to for this to be seen, so that they thought, I don't know if I'd be embarrassed by it or whatever their purpose was. But I can tell you what the definition of it is as far as law goes. But I'm not them, and you can only assume why anybody would ever do this to somebody, knowing that they're a minor child. You could see my son in the background bouncing around, okay? So much so that it was right before this happened. So much so that you hear, hey, I'm going to go run and pick that up. I'll be right back. And the reason my son says, oh, it's the pizza guy, it's because we were just all talking about, should we order pizza? Should we order Chinese? What should we order that night? And so my son thought that it was the pizza guy, because my son is that brilliant that, oh, it's the pizza guy, because we're just talking about the pizza guy. So much that my son was about to go open that door. And I immediately said, get the fuck away from that door. Didn't say fuck though, but I said, don't you touch that door. Don't you touch that door. Because as soon as my son said, oh, it's the pizza guy, I knew that I didn't call it the pizza guy. Okay. Don't you touch that door. Boom. Go on my computer, go on my phone, look at the cameras. Get away from that door. Don't you touch that door. Boom. So I want you to listen in your earphones here. And this guy, who's a process server, filled out paperwork. And it's perjury, because it's a sworn affidavit, in a sense. You're swearing under oath that everything that you are about to sign your name to and yada, yada, yada is a true and accurate representation of the events that just happened. That's not what happened, though, for this guy. He has the audacity, he's a felon, by the way, an arson. You sent a fucking felon to my home. But he had the audacity to write on a piece of paper under oath to say that he disclosed himself as a process server out the gate. Ready? Listen, here we go. Sure thing. They were wife and wife, husband and husband. Not Chris was not going to ask Ben, I promise. Ask Dave. And if he didn't say it, they aren't? Here, come here, just so we can find him, because somebody friend requested you, so you might have to hit accept. Let me see. Why did they move to Colorado for a job? I don't think that's why. You guys, I will never forget. Who's here? Don't you touch that door. No, it's not the pizza man. Stop it. I'm checking the cameras first.
What?
Who is it? Sorry, we can't. Nope. Have a good day. I'm gonna call the police for you. Get over here. Get over here. We're calling the police.
Why? Why?
Because he's lying about him breaking down in front of our house.
Whose house? I'm breaking down whose house? I'm breaking down whose house? I'm breaking down.
Did you guys hear that?
That one was my iPad.
Exactly. You hear this? We can't. We can't.
What?
Who is it? I broke down outside your house. Why do you think I say I'll call the police for you, not on you? Sorry, we can't. Nope. He said, "Can you help me?" And I said, "Sorry, we can't." And he said, "Not at all." And I said, "Nope." Because I immediately knew if you came on my street, wherever you were headed, it's really right there. Go to wherever you were headed. Why do you need my help? You're lying. This is a cul-de-sac. Wherever you were headed, that's where you would go. If your car broke down, to tell your friends, hey, or you'd use your phone. You know what I mean? Have a good day. I'm going to call the police for you. Get over here. Get over here. We're calling the police.
Why? Why?
Because he's lying about him breaking down in front of our house.
Whose house? I'm breaking down whose house? I'm breaking down whose house? I'm breaking down.
Did you guys hear that?
That one was my iPad.
Exactly. You hear this? Get over here. What? What do you mean? I already called the police. Leave my house. What? Who is it? Now, is that what he said the first time he knocked on my door, or rather rang my doorbell? Nope. So I took this to court, and I let the judge hear it. And the judge was appalled. So much so that whoever would have hired this person, and if they instructed this person to do this, that's a tortious act. This is why I'm suing the fuck out of Unmask Inc., Vanessa Walsh, James Rosakis, because this is just one of the many games that they think's a game. My son can't go around the door. My son is scared of the doorbell. My son is scared of knocks. My son refuses to go use that bathroom up by that door. But when everything happened with the Idaho4 case, and when I heard about Dylan and could you be in the, frozen, shock state and all these things, it made me think about this.
I'm scared.
We don't know who you are. I'm sorry, but you're scaring my son. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you really think that after you told me that your car broke down outside my house, that I was gonna fucking answer my door for you? Who the hell would be like, yeah, let me go answer my door after somebody said that you were outside my door and that your car broke down and that you needed help? Who then just runs to the door after you bang on it like that and you say that you're a process server now? Why would I ever think that you were a process server? Because to be honest with you, I would think that that'd be a great way to lure somebody to open the door. Okay. When you weren't a process server. Okay. So I go back and forth about this whole DoorDash situation that happened that night with Idaho4. And I go back to what Dylan said, and nobody knows what anybody would do, in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to judge somebody for their decision making in a messed up situation. And this is as messed up as it gets. This is somebody that just rang my doorbell. To the point of ridiculous, and then I go over to the door and they tell me that their car broke down outside my house, which I knew was a bunch of bullshit. Then you would go wherever you're going, whatever. I said, yeah, no, sorry, we can't help you. Like, I'm not opening my door for you. Like, are you lost your mind? So I walk away, whatever. And then now this is when you want to announce that you're a quote unquote process server. This is a holiday, Martin Luther King Monday night at 8 o'clock, 7:30, between 7:30 and 8 p.m. on a Monday night on a holiday. And you now tell me that you're a process server? Like, why would I ever even believe that somebody would be a process server at that point? You would never believe that. Even if it's true, you would, if you do believe it, then, I mean, who's going to go open their door for someone did that to you? You wouldn't. You would never do it. And I'm sharing this with you guys because, like, every video that you see out there that's depicting me in some type of manner, this is the people that did this. They quote unquote, what can we do to trigger Lana? How can we get Lana to like flip out on a live and talk about us and make us something and blah, blah, blah. And let's use it so that we can get custody of her kid taken away. Crazy ass shit, right? You would think it's crazy, but this is real life. This is what happened, and I'm showing it to you guys in real time. This is real time. I was on a live. They made sure that they served me on a live because guess what? Guess what the magistrate told this broad? You need to show the evidence that you sent forth here today at the ex parte, and then you want to show an escalating behavior. You want to be able to supply the courts with additional, if you escalating behavior. First of all, there was no ever beginning behavior, but if you served me on a live like this and literally thought that myself and child were in danger, how would anybody react to something like this, right? Well, so much so that they, I don't know, went ahead and contacted my ex to hear this is what you got to, you know, um, sh- show the courts, and that she has an unsafe environment for her son, and therefore you can have full custody of him. So, again, my experiences in life, whether it's as an athlete, as a mom, as a friend, all the experiences that come across me during the course of my life, um, I believe that I can think on my toes. I believe that I'm a strong person. I believe that I'm a leader. I believe that things in my life have like molded me to that, and it started with my parents and the way I was raised. But nobody can ever, I guess you could say, like nobody puts you in situations like this when you like least expect it. So the whole thing with Dylan that night, frozen, shock state, and then not calling 911 for all those hours. I couldn't imagine me having people in my home like I did that night of this happening to me and not calling 911 for all those hours and just brushing something off as much as like this was that situation, but to, come across somebody in a mask and clad black and, either you didn't think it was a big deal because anybody that, my situation, if he would have knocked on that door again, I think that I would have put 4 bullets through that door. That's what I think was about to happen. Because I thought he was coming through my door. And I had no idea who that person was. Not a clue. In fact, so much that I thought it was an intruder that tried to use a ruse to get me to open the door to then harm myself or my son. And it was none of the above. This was all a planned attack by a YouTube channel creator who can't do true crime and needed to troll creators, and to the point that I caught it all and let some victims come on panel and talk about their experiences, and when that happened, then this is what happened to me. So yeah, but yeah, this is this is how I want to kick things off, because it's about an experience. It's about what would you do if something like that happened to you. Well, I can tell you what happened. I wrote in the chat, call 911. Here's my address. I left my camera here rolling. You see how I have a split screen right here? I was doing this back then because my phone is the other face. So when you guys could actually hear me and this all goes black on the other side or whatnot, I'm not sitting by the camera that's facing the door. I left that on for a reason. I'm actually behind the right side of the camera, which is actually my phone, and doing things from there. And the cops were contacted immediately, and it was by a woman that watches my channel, and she called 911 immediately. And but if anybody watches this and listens to this, why would a process server, though, ever lie about disclosing to the courts how they did something? This person went so far as to lie. They said, I disclosed myself as a process server immediately upon knocking at the door. Miss Oriani was shouting profanities at me as soon as I knocked on the door. Well, no, you didn't. And the courts now, so this is litigation. Again, Unmasked, Vanessa Walsh, Father Snuffles, James Angelo Rosakis, Aunt Lala, Valicia Berry, Shift Happens, Jessica Mauser, Checkmate Humanity, everybody, The Grim Truther, Ann Yanka, Melissa Jade, Andrea Powers, Fabio Suzuki, Janet Ola. Who else was part of it? Again, it's all these people from this Unmasked True Crime Channel syndicate. And this is what they did. And here you go. This is what a fucking boss does. This is how someone protects their family. Okay. You need to leave now.
You can leave at our door.
You need to leave.
You can leave at
I'm calling the police.
You don't go on.
I'm not going anywhere. Stand there.
Stand right here.
Go upstairs.
No.
Go upstairs. Go upstairs in your bedroom. Hurry up.
I want to stay with you, Mom.
It's okay. Come here. It's okay, baby. Come here. It's okay.
So scared, Mom.
It's okay.
That's an iPad.
It's okay.
That's an iPad.
Stand there.
Okay.
Right here, I'm typing in. This is why they were fighting personal jurisdiction. Stay there. I wanted to make sure my door was locked. Double bolt. Grab my son upstairs. And meanwhile, people are literally at home laughing. Laughing. All these channels that are making this stuff about me, this is what they did. This is what they're laughing. And then they try to say that, oh, Lana.
They keep on knocking the door. Say who's out there. Are you sure you locked the door?
Yes. Yeah, you're good.
I'm scared.
Okay, so we're away, and I had to grab my phone. So my phone is the black part of it. We're upstairs. It sounds.
Get over here.
See how the other side of the screen's lit up? Like you could see the. Watch when I talk.
Come on. Hurry up. Get in there. Come on.
I like it. You turn on the light.
Hold on. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
Do you see how the other side's lit? Like when the noise is hitting, you can see the vibration.
It was there.
So we're in the room upstairs, one of the rooms.
I don't know, baby. Come here. Hurry up. Come here. He needs to leave. I got him. Watch out. I'm gonna get his phone. I'm gonna get his stuff. Hold on.
I got his license plate. I got everything. I was taking
There's
pictures.
his car.
I had his car. I'm opening up the window, and I basically tell him to get the fuck out of here before I fuck him up.
Oh, shit. He shut off his car.
He
The one.
he shut off his car. When he shut off his car, it was like, why would you shut your car off? What are you doing?
Somebody was at the door.
We got pictures of him.
Now somebody is over there.
Hold on.
That was me letting people know that I was okay.
Okay.
Yep, you better leave him, motherfucker.
Oh, and then,
Go! He's got his lights off and he's parked right there.
this is
Let's see who it
this is what they turned over to say that I was an unfit parent and had my kid in an atmosphere that was harming. No, they created this. And I right there say, come on, Denny, like, because
Who's that?
hurry up and get back here.
Who's that?
Watch out.
Who's it? Who's that?
Stay right there. You need to leave. That's great. Leave it.
And then, yep. So the purpose, though, what I realized is because from every experience, you should learn something from it. First of all, the number one thing I learned is that they are cowards. That instead of doing true crime like they say that their channel can do, they just attack women and they go after weak women. No offense to the women out there that have been through something in life, but they will try to find out things about you, and then they will, if you're vulnerable and if they can take advantage of you, then you're perfect for them to get you to do something, compromise yourself, and then be able to have blackmail on you to then go ahead and do what they want you to do. So that's who these people are. But what I realized that they wanted is the reason that they served me on a live broadcast is because they knew me enough to know that I would then let my members, my subscribers, all the people that were watching that night know that I was okay. And let them know exactly what it was all about, because my channel is truth and transparency. So they used who I am and what I stand for to say that then, after being served an ex parte temporary restraining order, that therefore I then did videos making contact, so that therefore I would be in violation of this protection order, this temporary protection order that was from Colorado, that I never met this person. And they said that they were in fear for their life of me and that I was going to come to Colorado and do horrible things to them. Which is just completely absurd. No offense, but to anybody out there, but I don't give a fuck enough about you to come to you wherever the fuck you are. I got way too much shit to do. I wish I had that type of time. But it was a setup for the reaction to be able to use what would come next in order to use it to their advantage in the courtroom and manipulate whatever would take place. So I started thinking when we were started discussing the Idaho 4 with Dylan and um, what it was like to see people gaslight a situation, because then all these people that were like their channel supporters, they went out to the world and said Lana didn't, he disclosed himself immediately that he was a process server and nobody can control how someone's process served and yada yada yada. Like he didn't harm anybody. Like if Lana just would have opened up the door, it would have been over. That's what they said. If I would have just opened up the door, that I scared my son. This person didn't scare my son. I scared my son. Okay. Well, the courts didn't see it that way. But I want people to learn from situations, because the internet is a very scary place when it's in the hands of the wrong people. So I thought about Dylan, because we've been discussing obviously the Idaho 4 case, and this is a situation that, okay, Dylan would have been in some type of situation, and how did she handle it? And I said to myself, God, the first things I did was I told the people that I was live with, hey, call 911, gave up my address to a bunch of strangers. Like, wow. Then I was immediately contacting Danny, like, where are you? Get back here. Like, in the middle of the store, drop whatever you have, get back here. So asking him to come back, telling these people to call 911. So I'm doing all of these things, right? And what I'm taking away from it is that Dylan, if she went back in her room and went to bed, I promise you, that could be the truth. But it's because you were not in fear for your life or the life of anybody in that house. And that's my experience. That's why I'm showing you guys this, because I felt that it was important to discuss, if you're going to, criticize somebody or ask questions or whatever. And that's why I believe that Dylan's words aren't hers, because they come from a PCA. So somebody else wrote that for her. I want to hear Dylan say whatever she went through. Just like I would want to hear, like, this is this is what happened to me and what I felt in that moment. And I can how I just walked you guys through it. I knew whoever knocked at that door, like an idiot like that, something was up. But more importantly, right when they said they broke down, well, then wherever the hell you were headed, go where you were headed. But see, that's me. That's the way I think, versus somebody may have just opened up the door and said, hey, how can I help you? Again, is anybody wrong in any situation? No. The person behind the door is. Make sense? So is Dylan wrong? No. Is, like, how I handle it? Like, no, like, that's just how people handle things. So whatever Dylan did, was she wrong in how she did it? No. Is she to blame? No, absolutely not. But I think this just puts into like perspective of, like, Dylan didn't call 911. Dylan wasn't in fear, in my opinion. In fear of her life. In fear to say that you were in a frozen. No, I believe that is a line of bullshit. That's what they need to say. I want to hear Dylan say it. Let Dylan say what happened to her. Let Dylan describe the situation. But I don't, because guess what? The guy that wrote the report on how he came to my house, guess what he did? He lied his ass off in a document. And then I said to myself, why would he need to lie? Why couldn't he just say, yeah, you're as a process server, you can do kind of like a lot of different things, but there's also things that are just improper. That was definitely improper. So much so that the magistrate ruled, in my recent favor about that. So much so that what type of lawyer would ever look at that and see that and say, is this a process server? It has nothing to do with anything. And then I thought to myself, yep, that's why you don't have kids. Like, it ain't about me. It's about my child, and the fact that he was totally visible and you could hear him throughout it, and he's running around playing and having a great time, and it was a long weekend. And but then in an instant, guys, like boom, everything can just change. And that's kind of what I think of that night. That night just went from whatever it was to boom, you know. And when you're not prepared for something, and when you're impaired. So I was perfectly sober and boom, 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 boom. Like, but can you imagine if you were not sober in a situation like that? So then put yourself in the situation of the Idaho4 that night, and everybody was drinking all day and possibly doing drugs. And I want to know if what happened that night came out of nowhere for them, if they had never reported issues at their home. And like for me, if I had been reporting that people were doing X, Y, and Z, and then something happened at my house after that. So we couldn't come across the fact that anybody from that home ever called actually the police versus that house getting the police called on. And then you go to motives, like why would anybody want to do this? And so I said to myself, remember that night? Why did these people do it? Because I was fucking up their game. I called out their shit. So everyone's like, what did Maddie tell Adam? Like, well, everybody thinks that house was the game. But what if that house was calling out the game? So what I mean by that is, I saw people writing in chat, Lana, why were you targeted by these people? Because I exposed them, and because they want to try to muddy my waters, right? So was 1122 King set to expose something? Had they exposed something? Were they about to expose something? You only become on someone's radar when you impede in something. For me in my situation, did I reject them? No, I just wasn't going to do I wasn't going to let them like do things to people. I wasn't going to let them blame people for things. I saw things and I was not going to, let them blame people for things that they didn't do. I wasn't going to know something. Like I was giving my platform for the people that this person, James Rosakis, was blackmailing allegedly. So I let them have a platform to talk about it. I uncovered what they did to me in some sex scandal back even before that. So it was exposing. It was, for me, that's what I was able to put all the pieces together and know exactly who they are and what they did and how their whole channel was built off of shit. And guess what? At the end of the day, I was going to mess with their money because they were making money off of everybody thinking that they were this channel that, oh, they're so nice. What? First of all, I would talk any of them any day about true crime and put them in the weeds when discussing it. But more importantly, there's nothing nice about having a face of an organization and then using other people behind the organization to do things to other people. So I was just thinking about all of this, and a light bulb went off to, it was like, you know what? When you look at the Idaho4 case, these are 19, 20, 21-year-olds, right? How much experience of any type of game can you have? Whatever experience they had was minimal. Whoever would have taught them anything about it, as far as drugs go, as far as, the whole money laundering, how does that even come about? How would you money launder? What are you going to do? What is considered money laundering? Is burying your money versus putting it somewhere money laundering? Whenever you fudge your taxes is going to be considered money laundering. That's just, I guess, the definition as far as I'm concerned. But to have 4 people on the same page doing that, I don't buy that. I buy a little bit of it the wrong place at the wrong time. And some people might have been collateral damage, but you would have known that they were going to be there, type of thing. I don't buy the stalking, because when you stalk somebody, you isolate that person. You want to have them alone. But when you start selling drugs or selling anything that will take away from your competitor, so if somebody deemed themselves the Chris Watts of YouTube, and then I start talking about the Chris Watts case, and everyone's like, oh my God, Lana knows all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's over on my channel listening about the Chris Watts case, which is complete opposite of whatever this person's channel was talking about for all these years. You know what I mean? And just showing them up. Well, I'm taking their clientele. So in their eyes. So what are you going to do? You're going to go try to bury them. You're going to try to take out your competitor. I mean, that's not what I would do. I would just get better. I'd practice and I just get better. If I want to beat somebody, because competition is actually a good thing. Because if you have competition, that means people want the product. You're looking at it completely wrong as far as a business standpoint. You want a lot of people buying into the same thing. Why do you think that Burger King and McDonald's both have made it for as long as they have? Anyways, so with the Idaho4 case, if those girls were and came across an opportunity that somebody deemed them, if I'm selling 3 pounds of, let's say, cocaine or whatever, 3 pounds of marijuana, whatever it may be, and I know that every week the fraternity is buying X amount from me because they just keep re-upping their supply. Well, when the fraternity tells me hey, I only need 1 pound versus 3. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you need 3 pounds anymore? Oh, everybody's just stopped doing drugs. You know what I mean? What are they going to say to that? Oh, I don't know. People are just doing what a person that's running a business is going to see it. And then they may not even ask those kids what's going on, but they're going to be like, what? You know what I mean? Why are you only buying 1 pound from me versus 3? The light bulb's going to go off in a business, and they're going to know that they're getting their shit from somewhere else. So they're going to try to go and figure out what's going on. And so the only thing that makes sense when you want to talk about the drugs and you want to talk about the money and you want to talk about laundering the money, that requires being protected on some type of level. You can't be making a bunch of money and go buy all this flashy shit and think that it's not going to flag people's attention unless you try to say to yourself and others that mommy and daddy bought it for me. Right? Or unless you're being protected. Go look at all of the search warrants. Everything is financial. Everything is financial. They wanted to know about all these 19, 20, and 21-year-olds' financials. Now, is that customary to do that in investigations? Yeah, you're just doing it for whatever, so sure, great. I was amazed, though, on how much stuff was coming back, that there was actually stuff there to be gotten. So if they found a sheath by the bodies and they knew that a knife did this versus like a gun, why wouldn't that be one of your like very first subpoenas to be going and getting a search warrant with if you don't have the weapon? Thank you. Appreciate that. An isolated targeted attack, and yet you're out the gate going and getting all of these kids' everything to do with their financials. What did you think you were going to find? Like what did people think they were going to find when they did that? Like just boatloads of money? Or like, I mean, you know, in college you get like credit lines that are like 20 or I'm sorry, like 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks per card. And I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not, who gives a shit about that? That's nothing. You're not buying, you know, you may be buying yourself your own, you know, supply, but that's not money to be buying bulk product to then go push it around town. What are the odds that Brian Kohlberger picks the most happening house in Moscow to monitor in a stalking situation and think that, God, I just wish that I had everything that these kids have, friends. And since I don't, I'm going to take everything that they love away from them. That doesn't make any sense to me. But neither does a mass shooter. So is Brian Kohlberger considered like a mass shooter then? Because who could ever go into an elementary school and decide to take out innocent people that have never done anything to them? A beef with somebody, go handle it with the person that you're pissed with. Like, why are you taking out innocent people, right? Dana made a good point. If somebody is working up so much adrenaline and getting themselves like, okay, like they have to psych themselves to go in and do what they're about to do. And this act would require, you know, physical and, you know, where's any sweat, any type of DNA that would have gotten on anything because of him sweating. And then I thought about my girl from the FBI, Jennifer. I got AB and I got Jennifer. Probably the two most prominent women that are talking about the Idaho4 case. And she mentioned that they did search warrants all the way back to 2021 because She thinks that there could have been contact back then. So BK, Brian Kohlberger, first of all, I think that's fucking wild. I don't think that that's right at all. Number one, love her to death. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say that, well, law enforcement is just covering their tracks with these search warrants. So they're going back, you know, so much time and to just cover themselves. Because I said, why are you going through DoorDash and carrying what DoorDash delivered to 1122 King in January, February, March, April, May, June, July of 2022 when none of the people that lived there in August were living there at that time? Why do you care? And I think it's just like they were doing like a, well, here, let's just put it from this day to this day. Let's just see what comes back type of thing. Versus like you're doing it because, oh, I believe that the DoorDash who would have DoorDashed in January of 2022, man, that's the kill. No, it was just a customary thing, right? Or you're just giving the defense, here, we're going to dump them with so much shit that they have to go through a bunch of crap to get through and be able to sort out what the hell is going on. But to sit here and say that Brian Kohlberger in 2021, do you know how far back that is? He went to WSU on a visit in 2022. 2021 takes you back to like the beginning of winter, fall, beginning of junior year, possibly into the end of sophomore year, depending on how far back we're going in 2021. You know what I mean? And this is a guy that just got to Washington State University 3 months ago. You know, all that tells me, guys, is that they didn't have dick. That they need to have all this, that you're going and getting all this stuff in all this stretch of time. Like, we don't have anything. We don't have anything. So everything needs to be in terms of like generic. Like we need to get this, do everything generic. These are generic pulls, and as far as I'm concerned. And then you have your little sore thumbs that stick out, like Kaylee's Reddit. I can't get past that. I can't get past the fact that somebody would take the time to fill out a search warrant, take it to the judge signs it, believes, okay, yeah, and then never turns it in for 10 days and then turns it in. Like, then I thought to myself, well, maybe they just missed it somehow. How that's going to be the worst thing you'd ever say on the stand if that's the case. But how do you miss something like that? You just took it to the judge. Oh, I just set it on my table and I totally forgot about it. No. So then I was talking to Bella today and I said, Bella, if me and you had $1 million, how would we hide it? What would we do? I said I'd go to a casino, act like I lost it, and then bury the money. Act like I lost the money. Get in a fight there, make it seem like you lost a bunch of money playing what I'm playing, and get all pissed and be pissed, you know, and put on a show for like a week that we just lost our fucking asses. Be late on a bunch of payments. But that's like an intelligent person. Now, what would we do if we were in college? We would tell Adam everything and ask him to help us. Now, I'm just kidding. What if we start up a church? What if we start up a church, or we knew somebody that had a church? We'd have to do service. We'd have to get services. If we are a bunch of artists and we say that we sold our, damn, I just drew a Mona Lisa over here. Like this dude wanted to buy he paid me $15,000 for my artwork. Or we started giving massages, or, we started cleaning cars. We started detailing cars. We have to do something that's servicing. OnlyFans service. But what can we do? What if we were just to go give our money? Like, what does the church do? If I go there on Sunday and I'm at the service and I want to put a $50,000 in that damn giving basket, they're going to say, no, we don't want it. They're going to take it. The church is going to take it. The church is going to take the money, right? I've never seen any of those lovely old men ever deny me my Catholic basket when I'm like, boop, here you go. Here's $50. Here's 20. You just throw the cash in there, and everyone passes it down. And then you have the little shit bags that would try to like steal the money as it's getting passed around. But a church is a great way to, especially if you can get it back on the back end in terms of, but if you give money to a church, or a church, at the end of Sunday services, they had, for Catholic Church, they had, 10 and 12 o'clock mass, let's say. You don't think that Father George is over there saying, okay, how much money do we make during the 10 o'clock service? And they're keeping track. And then, okay, how much do we make at noon? And they put it down. And where does that money go? Like, where did that money come from? They don't have to say like, oh God, where did you get, like, they're just, here's the church saying, we have, oh my God, we have $100,000 this week. Where do we take it? What do we do with it? We take it to and we have no idea who gave the money because we're passing around a basket. We don't know who put the money in there. We ask people to fill out these envelopes, but shit, people are just throwing money in there. Next thing we know, woo, somebody threw in a ton of money. But bottom line is wow. And then the church, okay, and the church says, okay, we need somebody to come out, okay? We need somebody to come out and clean our gutters. We need a landscaping service that's going to come out and, do all this stuff for us. We need all this maintenance. And oh my God, look at, we did, whatever. We had a bunch of clowns come and start painting faces. We had a carnival. And it cost us all this money to do it, but it really didn't. So we, but bottom line is that with that whole way to hide money, this is not being done by a 19, 20, 21-year-old 4 students living in 1122 King. That's not how this is happening. But if you got kids that are close with their parents and they are grooming their kids that are in college on how to take on the family business and things like that, then there may be some kids that are getting it on how to do things. But there's no way that you're going to sit down with a bunch of kids and say, hey guys, this is how we are running our operation. And we're going to sell all this drugs. And then on Sundays, you have to go to church and you're going to put all your money in the basket, the giving basket. And then you're going to leave. And then you're going to get on OnlyFans and then we're going to start paying you through OnlyFans. Like, okay. So I started thinking about all of this and I'm like, okay, if I was on OnlyFans, I'm not thinking to myself, oh my God, I need to launder my money because I don't want to say and tell anybody that I made like $1,000 this month. Like, no kid is going to do that. They would just that it's not, you wouldn't need to launder your money if you're just doing OnlyFans. We're talking about if there's big amounts of money. No kid is going to launder their money. You don't need to launder your money for those reasons. The only people that would think that they need to launder their money would be people that are running an organization versus just somebody that's just doing something like on the side. God does not agree with OnlyFans. Actually, probably God does. He said, let there be light. Hooters, light. But and I also can't see a bunch of kids deciding, hey, we are totally gonna like fuck them. We can just do this ourselves. Like let's just buy our own stuff. Like my mom does drugs and your mom does drugs. So let's just ask them where they get their drugs from. And we'll just start doing our own like organization. We don't need to like sell the Molly through the corner club people. Like, I just don't see anybody, no offense. I just don't see that happening. But then again, we don't see 4 people getting stabbed to death, right? Lana, say hi to me. Lana, say, Gina says cartel. No. Okay, if it wasn't Brian Kohlberger, who would it be? Well, let's think about how fucked up the whole investigation is. That leads back to sloppiness by some dirty people. Or it just means, you guys, if all of your witnesses lied to you when you interviewed them the first time, how messy would your investigation be? Think about it. A noise complaint. They're lying. Think about it. 4 dead bodies. You think they're just gonna be like, oh my God, I'm coming clean with everything. I was the one that did not answer the door when you guys came here. Like, no, I think they're gonna lie. I think that all these people, everyone's gonna be lying about something because they don't want to get in trouble, or they're just not gonna talk and they're gonna get lawyered up. So think about it. If law enforcement all comes down to the round table, right? And they're all like, wait, what did you hear? What did you hear? Where they tell you, okay, like, let's compare all of our notes. And they're like, well, great. Everyone just lied to us. So now we got to go back out there and re-interview some people and based off of what we know. So now this is going to be interview 2 for all these people that just lied because they didn't want to talk about the fact that they were doing drugs in that house earlier that night or something like that. So is that on the investigators that they have to do interview 2? No, it's on a bunch of scared college kids, right? But why would kids be scared of 4 people being stabbed if it was an isolated targeted attack? Did they think that they were next? But you usually lie when you think that you're going to get in trouble about what's taking place. You don't usually just talk to somebody and then out yourself for something that you're doing that's completely non-related. Hey, by the way, I have nothing to do with this murder, but I did steal a car yesterday. I want to tell you about that. Doesn't make any sense, right? So why would anybody lie about the deaths? And then it hit me. I said, holy shit. Here it is. Okay. Let's say that Gina asks me, "Hey, Lana, what are you doing this weekend?" And I'm like, "I am going to Vegas, girl. I'm going to meet up with, Save Robbie. He's getting married. Thank God. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to Vegas and I'm meeting up with Bob, Sue, and Matt. Peace out, girl, And then, let's see. Jennifer says, "Hey, Lana, what are you doing this weekend?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, we're going to Seattle and we're totally going to get fucked up. Like, we're just going to get ham. It's going to be you want to come with us?" Then I die. Then I'm dead the next day. And so they interview Gina. And they say, "Gina, when's the last time you talked to Lana?" "Oh my God, yesterday." "Well, what'd you say she was doing this weekend?" "She was going to Vegas for Robbie's wedding." Like, yada, yada. Okay. Yeah. And then they talked to Jennifer. "Hey, Jennifer, when's the last time you talked to Lana?" "Yesterday." What'd you guys talk about?" "Oh my God, she wanted me to go to Seattle with her. She was going to Seattle for the weekend." So you would hear this as an investigator and you'd be like, "Why is Gina lying to me? And why is Jennifer lying to me?" And then they're going to be like, "What are you talking about? I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. That's what she told me she was doing. I'm not lying." And then, yeah, Gina saying, "No, this is what she told me she was doing. She told me she was going to blah, blah, blah." And then this person saying, "Well, this is what she told me she was doing, blah, blah, blah." And it would look like these two people are lying to this investigator, right? So you would sit down and you'd be like, "Okay, well, Gina said she talked to Lana and this is what she said." And she actually showed me like screenshots. And then Jennifer showed me the same thing. And she like showed me screenshots, and Lana told but at first I didn't ask to see their screenshots. So I just think they're both lying, because why would they have two different stories? So you think that these two people are lying to you, right? But then you realize that the person that was lying here was, I lied to them. I told them, because let's say that I knew that Jennifer hates Seattle, so she was never going to go with me. So I told her I was going to Seattle just so that she'd be like, "Oh God, I hate that place, so I'm not going." And then I told Gina that I was going to Vegas, and I knew that she didn't have any money, so she couldn't go. But this way that neither one of them could feel like that I kind of didn't invite them or whatever, or kind of did, but I just knew that they couldn't go. But meanwhile, I'm not going to either one of those places. I just didn't want to hang out with either one of them because I'm doing some crazy ass shit, right? And now you guys are probably all like, "Wait a second, what? I'm confused." Exactly. That's probably how law enforcement felt. When I realized, how can you hate Seattle? I know I've never been to Seattle. I just heard it rains a lot. But bottom line is that as an investigator, this person says this to you and you're over here like, "What the hell is that person talking about? She's in Texas. She's going to Austin." You know what I mean? She's in Austin right now. Why is Gina saying that she was going to be there? Why is she lying about that? And then why is Jennifer lying and saying that she was in Seattle? So neither one of those people are lying because that's what they were told. You know how long that takes to get to that point? You have to have everybody that's in on the investigation sit down and sort that stuff out. And then you have to go back to those people and be like, "When did she tell you this? How did she tell you this? Did she put it in writing? Let me see it in writing." It takes a minute, right? So I'm wondering, when the investigators said we conducted over 500 interviews, do they mean 500 people or 500 interviews that could be the same person multiple times. Exactly. It would come out to be that, not that I'm the liar, but I just told you guys not the truth. Or like I told you guys something, but it just makes you guys not liars. That's all it does. But then I would want to know why Lana was in Washington, D.C. when she told both of these two people that she was going to be in 2 other different places. Stick with me just a second. You're going to see where we're going with this. Why would Lana tell these people that she was going these other places, and then she goes to Washington and she's in Washington? Why would that happen? Well, A, I didn't trust you guys to tell you what I was doing. Number 1. Number 2, my plans could have totally changed, because if I said I was doing Seattle, then Vegas, and I wind up in DC. Well, like, clearly she was just changing her mind. She's just very like fickle. Or could it be that Lana went to Vegas, Lana went to Seattle, Lana was in all those places? Could she have done both of those things and then got to Washington? Thank you for the memberships. Thank you guys for the super chats earlier too. You guys rock. How would this not be if you only have 1 homicide and you're doing all these interviews, right? You have 4 people. Just because they're in the same home does not mean they have the same, even friends. I mean, like, you may have other friends and they have other friends and they have other friends and they have other friends. But yet there has to be a common denominator as to why these 4 people would be dead, especially in a house that has 2 other people that survived, right? Why are those people alive? They were there. Why did people think that they were gagged and bound, and where'd that come from? So then I go back to the grub truck. And I said, holy shit. I said, you want to know what Jack Showalter looks like more than a stalker? A bodyguard. A bodyguard. He walks them down to the grub truck. Okay. Stands in the back. Decides to change his hat, hoodie position. So the point is to not be seen. Because that's what all of us thought, that he was trying to conceal himself, because to not be seen that he was, quote unquote, stalking these girls, right? But really, if you think about it, it's like a bodyguard. Because I always said, what are the odds that some guy, talk about shitty luck, this is what I said. What are the odds that some guy who knows them, goes to the same school, in the inner circle, same night that these two girls are literally murdered within a couple hours, is hiding himself, looks like a stalker, looks like, he didn't arrive with them or maybe it got there at the same time, but there was no indication that they came together because the girls go off to the left, he goes off to the right. And how the fuck would anybody ever clear somebody like that? And then think about this. What do girls and guys do when somebody is following them or like they're watching them or whatever? Because I said, well, why didn't they offer Jack a ride, with them? Well, he had his car there, Well, then why didn't they just let him take him home? Um, what was like the big deal not to just like go with him to get your ride? Why would you go out of your way to call somebody else if this person is making sure that you're getting home safely? Like, you're not going to have to pay money for this. You're, the girls were walking there with him. He's like making sure that they're safe. No one's going to mess with them. But yet when they're there, they're not even like engaging with each other. And when he goes the opposite way that they go, because they get in the car, his car, if he was parked at the corner club, he would have went the same kind of way out from the grub truck, but he went right. And everybody assumed that he walked home, which is not true. So that means that he parked down there originally. That's where his car was. And that eventually he made his way up to walking to the corner club. And then that means that when I was talking to Daniel and conversing, he said that, allegedly Kaylee, Maddie, one of them wanted to go to another bar. Hey, I'm leaving too. I'll just walk you guys down there. And then I'm going to go, like my car's down there. So think about it. So think about this. If I say, oh, I'll walk you guys down there, my car's down there. So when you would have got to that point and that they're at the grub truck and there's a bunch of people there, then, hey, are you guys good? Like I'm going to go type of thing. But there was no communication like that. And the girls were clearly fine with him walking them down there because they're all walking together, right? So, hey, my car's on there. I'll walk you guys down there because my car's down there. So then why didn't he go to his car? Instead, he stays, he pops his hood, doesn't want to make it so that anybody knows who he is. And everybody thought it was because of the camera that would be on like the Twitch camera. What if it wasn't because of the camera? And then the girls leave, you go to your car, and then they're dead in 2 hours. But we had the whole internet in the entire world hating this guy, but yet Lanier comes out and says that hoodie guy has nothing to do with this. Well, how the fuck do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that hoodie guy has nothing to do with this? He looks pretty guilty, right? He looks pretty guilty. So how do you know? Did all your test results come back? How do you know that he has nothing to do with this? What do you know that we don't know? What did Jack Showalter tell authorities? What did he tell authorities? I think he told authorities a lot. Nobody has heard from Jack John Showalter. Nobody's heard from what, they say Bethany, but well, this is a guy that literally looked like he was the person, you know what I mean? And the cops come out and want to start clearing people, and they clear him. Well, what did he tell you? Maybe they said, hey, do you want to give us your DNA? And he did, and it didn't match the sheath. But how do you know that he wasn't involved in like the whole like luring, right? Or like some type of involvement? Like we're talking about 4 people getting stabbed to death, to the point that no lawyer ever spoke out for him. He's been nowhere. Like that other guy came out and spoke on TikTok, but this dude, nothing. Nothing. Interesting, huh? What did John Jack Showalter tell the police? What do you think? Think about the search warrants. Think about this. Think about this, guys. The first thing that they went and got was the cell phone towers. Cell phone towers. Well, his cell phone clearly was on because we saw him at the grub truck. He was using it. He looked very, 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 stalkerish. Didn't even order anything at the grub truck. Got food, nothing. Now, remember, the cops would have had the corner club video. They would have had him walking down video with the girls, and they would have had the grub truck videos. They would have had 3 videos that I also think the Gonsalves family had at the same time. So you're telling me that all of America looked at John Jack Showalter as this guilty person, right? And was like, oh my God, look at how, thank God for this video, this grub truck. If they didn't have this Twitch stream, we wouldn't even have this. And her sister was able to get that and knew about it right away. Well, how do you think her sister knew about that right away? Well, either she has access to see Kaylee's purchases on her debit card, okay, or somebody told her where they were that night. to get that, you know, to go and get that video. Could that somebody be, so when you wake up in the morning and you hear the news and you're Jack John's, you know, when did Showalter, I want to know when Showalter went to the police. When did Showalter go to the police? Because this is going to be important. Did he, oh my God, was he one of the people that was summoned over there? Because if everyone wants to say like, oh my God, I was with them, I want to come forward and say like what I know, or did they wait to talk to him from the grub truck? I mean, that's going to be important. But why would you walk down another girl, or two girls that have like longtime boyfriends? Why would you walk them down unless you're in a club or a bar with the girl's basically boyfriend for however long? Like, you're not going to try to step on nobody's toes like that. I don't care if they broke up 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago. Like, you're not going to do that unless you want the potential ass beating that could potentially come with that. You would be summoned to do that, or at least if you're cool with that person, you would ask them if, you know, if, hey, do you want me to like walk them down? I'm going down that way. Like, or if they just said, he said, hey guys, I'm leaving, you know, good to see you, blah, and you're like high-fiving people, like, but how would the girls know that that's where his car was to be all the way down there? How did they all leave at the same time? What type of conversations took place that, you know? And then he gets there and okay, the girls got to where they were going. And then they felt the need to ask for a Uber driver at that point, or special driver, versus you're waiting for them because you thought that you were going to take them, right? So how did that all change? Is it because somebody got a text message or a phone call and said, hey, we're trying to score some shit, where are you at? I don't know. Or, hey, you want to go somewhere with us? Oh, we're about to go this place or wherever. Like, who was Kaylee texting and the whole time she was there? Oh my God, what did you tell Adam? Tell Adam everything. You know, that's still not even like 100% clear of like if that's the wording. But how do they immediately get off of, think about this. We're talking about a department that put in all the search warrants that they did. And here's a guy that would come across this video and look suspicious. So you're going to show the video to the guy and say, okay, hey, we got this video. Here you are. The girls just leave you. So why did they leave? What happened? Why were you waiting for them? Well, I thought I was going to take them. Okay, well then what happened? Well, then I'm standing there talking to that dude and they just left. I didn't even know that they were doing that. Like, clearly I'm like waiting for them. And then I see them get in a vehicle and, you know, go off. And so then I go and get in my car. Okay, and then what did you do? Well, then I went home. You went home? Yeah, I went home. Okay, sounds good. Have a good day. Thanks. I mean, what type of car do you have? Remember, like they see like this. So think about it. I have no idea what kind of car he has. But let's say that he has like something similar. You didn't go over there that night, like after that, later on? No, then I went home. Actually, I went to this girl's house and we were hanging out and we had sex. So then maybe this girl comes forward, like, yes, I had sex with him. He came over to my house, like we date. I don't know, whatever. But there's so many things in the way of getting to this is you're saying this is an isolated targeted attack. And you have all of these people that were with these people literally just hours before they were murdered. And everybody looks like everyone's fine, right? But yet you still need the police are like, anybody that would have seen these people out we need video or we need pictures or we need context to the pictures. And now I'm over here asking myself, were they just saying this so that they can just, appease the public? Or I, mm, 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 mm. I was like, I'm just friends with them. You'd have to think that that would be the first person that you talk to, right? But then I said to myself, why would that be the first person you talk to? How do they know about the Twitch video? They wouldn't know about the Twitch video yet. Oh, but it's a small town. Everybody knows that. So one of the roommates coughed up, like, well, they said they were going to the food truck place. Oh my God, they have a camera. See who they were with, We got all these people around and these crazy Venmo transactions. And you got to get through all of this shit, right? All of this stuff. But here we are. And all of their phones, guys, would have been pinging like lunatics because all their phones were on. So their phones would have been pinging all through the time of the murder, right? Around off the cell tower, right? And you got to get through all these people, right? You got to clear all these people. Great, you have some cars speeding away and it looks like a white Elantra or it looks like a white Chevy or whatever it may look like, right? Awesome, you have that. But there's people there that do have cars that look like that and possibly are those cars. So you have to get through all of this. Do you think that these officers were asking these type of people, "Hey, yeah, so were you guys like into like selling drugs and money laundering?" No. That's not happening. It's not happening. They wanna know about people's inner circles. They wanna know about who these people hang out with. Did have you seen them in altercations with anybody? Has anyone been giving them a hard time? Wouldn't you think it would be weird if you heard an officer start questioning people about money laundering or running a drug ring when 4 people were murdered? If that's just, like, what they go to? I would think that'd be weird. To be able to get to Brian Koberger in 7 weeks and to do all the stuff that they did to get to him, come across his car, though, on 11/29 and not question him, but you have nowhere that you're looking. You're coming up to dead ends. You're coming up to dead ends. Um, but here's a guy that you run and think, oh God, he got pulled over on this day over here. Okay, oh God, he gave up his cell phone number. Okay, great. Let's run his cell phone number in there. Well, that's all awesome stuff, right? That's amazing police work. But I want to know the amazing police work to literally start excluding all of these other people. You know something that PCA doesn't talk about? It doesn't talk about who, that house has people over the house all the time. So you're telling me on that night that there was a driver that went there, that it was just the roommates, not a single person went there after hours? don't you think a guy that would be like a Gunderson or like a Payne would be like, do you see yourself, Showalter? Look at yourself. You put your hood up. You're just staring down those girls. And then you felt rejected, didn't you? They just totally get in a vehicle with other guys and just dish you and leave you to your, to be by yourself. And he'd probably be like, what? Well, why did they just leave you like that, man? They just totally dogged you. And were you pissed? And then he's over there like, no, I went to like go have sex with this girl. I wasn't pissed. I don't give a shit. Like, he's like, what? But like, what? You're gonna like go at him and be like, well, why are you putting your hood up? And why are you da-da-da? And why are you doing this? And why are you looking like a creeper? And why is your phone pinging? Your phone was pinging. And he's probably like, what? My phone's pinging? Yeah, your phone was pinging. Well, yeah, because Susie was calling me, like texting me, like nonstop. Like, where are you? Why aren't you here yet? And what do you mean? Well, look at this. You look like a creeper in this video. All of America thinks you've done this. He's probably like, what? Like, think about how this would go down. Oh, I didn't do this. Here, you guys have DNA. Will you give up your DNA? I'm not giving up my DNA. I don't care if I didn't do it or not. I'm not giving up my DNA. You don't think that all those people with wealthy parents and really strong backgrounds are going to be like, yeah, give up your DNA. No, I'm just sorry. They're just not. Just not going to happen. You have a white car, don't you? Well, yeah. So you didn't go over to their house that night? No. Okay, well, were they mad at you? Like what? Well, then we have like this corner club video. What were you doing there? It looks like the same thing. You're just lurking in the background there. I don't know. I was just bouncing around talking to whoever. Like I just beat to my own drum. Like I don't know. And then I was on my Tinder app, and then this girl said, "Do I want to come over?" She wants me to come over, so I went over there. Like the only way that he gets cleared is if the DNA doesn't match. You wouldn't be clearing him unless he gave up his DNA. In my opinion, that would just be foolish. But who knows? Then we got to come back to, okay, well, you were with them that night. Like, did they say that anybody was bothering them? What's this like, oh my God, Adam stuff? And like, don't you think think about how much information Showalter either would have, and if he doesn't have it, then you're asking yourself, why don't you know this? Like, why would the girls trust you to go with them? Like, you have to know, why are you like watching them? Who told you to watch them? Who told you to keep an eye on them? Also, the night that you're watching them and that you do all this, then well, clearly you didn't watch them good enough. Like they were murdered. Have you ever done that before? No. You don't think that's like out there? You don't think that all these moving parts are like out there that just, wow, all of this is going down, but that some random person from Pennsylvania drives across the country, goes to school, and within 3 months picks that house, picks those 4 for some reason. If everybody is saying, think about it from an investigative standpoint. if you all get around the round table and you're like, God, these girls and Ethan are loved by everybody. Like, they're like amazing people, right? They keep saying nobody would want to hurt them. 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 Well, if everybody is saying nobody would want to hurt them, do you understand that means early on in your investigation, it couldn't have been led to an isolated targeted attack if everybody is saying that none of these people had any issues, nobody had any problems with them, nothing was strange, you know. Remember the whole stalking thing? Lanier comes out. We've been investigating this whole stalking thing, and there's just nothing to it. There's, you know, I just want you guys to think of it in terms of from an investigator standpoint. Like, what would you do to get to the bottom of something? Who would you question? So everybody's saying, hey, yeah, like, we love them. Everybody loves them. Like, so then how do you get to this isolated targeted attack? When I think of isolated targeted attack, I think of some people coming forward and saying something. But then we have to now question everything that law enforcement ever said when they put stuff out. You catch my drift? I have a question. So Brian Kohlberger would have never known that they were looking for a white Elantra, right? So you have from 11/13 to 12/7 until the police decide on 12/7 to say something. Why did the police even say something? Think about that. Think about that. Your internal way of doing things is coughing up vehicles. Why are you going to give up that piece of information to any of us? I know I wouldn't want that out there. If you were running this case, would you want that out there? Think about this. This is a police. This is somebody. The police decided to put this out. Your internal way of doing things is coughing up vehicles that are these white Elantras on campus, right? And you're going through them, and you don't want to say, everybody says, like, we don't want to spook anybody. We don't want to spook anybody. So then you're going to sit here and tell me that on 12/7, somebody would have gotten the A-OK to talk to the media and to go on their little YouTube channel and say, hey guys, this is where we're doing our press updates. Today's da-da-da. We're looking for a white Elantra that was seen in the immediate area basically during the time of the homicides. We are trying to locate the person or persons. They are not a suspect. We think that they have critical information that could help us. We are asking to speak to the person. And guess what, though? They use a stock photo. They use a stock photo to do their presser instead of taking a clip from the actual footage that they have. Okay. So think about that. Think about any other crime that we've covered, and you get a little clip of, a Chris Watts case, Shanann coming home, she's walking into the house. Like, that's a actual footage from that night. Okay. Think of, here we see, the Gannon's case, that vehicle pulling out that truck. Okay. Because it was the neighbors. So here we go. You have footage. Why aren't you showing a little clip of that? Because let's go back to how we requested the body cam footage. Those streets over there, some people think it's King, some people think it's Queen, some people don't even know the names of the streets, okay? And when you see a house and you don't know where it's located and you just, see it, like, why not just show, if you're going to say all that, why aren't you just showing like a 5-second clip or a 2-second clip or whatever it is that you have? They said the person or persons. They used it like that. That's exactly how they say it. They are trying to locate because they want to talk to the person or persons that were in this vehicle, and they were in the immediate area of the 1122 King home during like that 3 to 4. Why not show the 3-second or 4-second or 5-second or the still image from that clip? Think about that. Think about it. When John Jack Showalter and the girls were walking down, we eventually finally got that. There it is, right? Why didn't they show that? I've just never heard of a case that they have the footage. They're going to announce this. Like, that's like showing Bridge Guy and telling people about Bridge Guy from Delphi, but never showing that. Why? Like, can you imagine that? Think about this. Hey guys, we're going to do this presser and we're going to release some of the, footage that we have. Here's from the Snapchat video. Here we go. And then they show Bridge Guy, right? And then everybody gets to see, here it is. So Delphi finally released, audio, it was in like phases, right? Well, here's Idaho, and you're going to come out and you're going to, give this range of a year of the years rather. Meanwhile, your internal, remember they said, like, we don't need to be posting stuff. We don't need to be offering rewards. We're getting, this is not a cold case. We're getting our leads. We're building our stuff. Like, everything's coming in. So why ask for this and then post out to the world, here's a stock photo of what it would look like, versus you have the footage. You have the footage. Why aren't you showing that clip? And all I can think about is I don't recall a time that if you had something like that, anybody ever coming out and saying, here guys, we have this, but we're going to show you a stock, like, here, this is what it should look like. This is the car that we're looking for. Think about it. Just, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. And nobody can sit here and say, oh, that would give too much information. What do you mean that would give too much information? What are you talking about? You guys took to the public to say this. What's on that clip that can't be seen? Or because at that point they knew how, I guess maybe like sleuths were being, I don't know. And like, oh God, if we put this out, then what they're going to do, X, Y, Z. I don't know. At that point though, on 12/7, none of those body cams were out yet. So just think about it. Think about when you've ever heard of, hey guys, let's talk about the Delphi case. Let's talk about Bridge Guy. We're going to tell you that there was someone on the bridge. He was wearing a blue hoodie and blue jeans, maybe like a jacket with it. And this is them just putting out the sketch, but yet they had the actual video of him. Think about it. And now think about this. They kept releasing more stuff with Delphi over time to like get more information, allegedly, right? Well, why did they ever release that information in the first place out of Idaho if you're getting everything internally? Your leads are still, everything's still coming. Like, you're still investigating because it's just, you have to get through all the stuff. And there's only one answer. There's only one answer. And the answer is that it was going to come out. Law enforcement knew it was going to come out. The news was going to roll with it and go with it. And so you either get ahead of this or you don't. But now, how in the world would the news know about it? And clearly they were right? Why wouldn't they just like let them go ahead and run with it, say whatever, and then the police can just say, no, it's not true. Or let them think whatever. Who gives a shit? They felt like they needed to get in front of this. We're not going to let the news put this out first. We're going to say something about it, but then we're going to put a stock photo out versus we actually have the video of it. Makes no sense. Absolutely none. That's why I believe that this video that they have is either so powerful or not powerful at all. It's either like it's way on one of the scales. Because it's either like how you're getting to the fact that this could be an Elantra, and people would be like, that's not Elantra, that's this or that and the other. Or it's that powerful, meaning it's that clear and you don't want to give that out. But at the end of the day, I just have never heard of police coming out and saying, hey, here's some footage that we have, but we're not going to show you. And here's an example of what it looks like. Anybody that knows anybody that drives this type of a car, can you please turn in a lead? What? So you want us to just, when we're driving around, whoever we come across that has a white Elantra that's in the years that you're asking for, just to throw that in the tip jar? Wild. I'm sorry, but it's just wild. Hey guys, we're looking for Bridge Guy. We're not going to show you what it looks like. We're just going to tell you that he was wearing, if you've ever known of a guy to wear jeans, a hoodie, has like shaggy hair, and he has like a weird walk, and he like waddles. Like, no, you have this footage so you would show it so that people can see. But then ask yourselves this: how does nobody in Delphi know who that is when there's only like 5,000 people that are there? He's just getting all of your guys' prescriptions. I want to know when he had hair like that versus when he, shaved it. Imagine that. Mm. I mean, I think that Jack John Showalter would have to come with some heat for me to get off of him, as I want to know so much information from him. Why'd you walk down there with the girls? Did you go with them together? Did you pick them up? Did you go there together? Then why are you guys leaving together? Isn't that her boyfriend? Why didn't she leave with him? Were they arguing? So you walked down there and then you just stood and then you popped your hoodie and then you just stood behind. You didn't order. Then they call somebody else. So clearly they're not trying to get a ride with you. They don't even talk to you while they're there. That doesn't look really good for you. And then you want me to believe that you just went home that night? There's no officer in this world that would believe that. That's what I'm saying. He would have to come with some like powerful stuff. So you got to get through all these people while looking for this white Elantra that you're tracking down with the feds, to use all these cameras to say, you got it. It's this white Elantra. It's this white Elantra that did it. Whoever was in this white Elantra, that's when it all happened. I just don't think that you would know that right then and there until somebody told you that they'd been dead for so long. Because wouldn't you be talking if you're cops when you walk through the house and you're like, wait, what do you mean you just got to call at noon? Yeah, we just got here at noon. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but we just walked through there and those people have been dead for way more than just, a couple minutes. You would know that this happened like not just, a little bit ago. Wouldn't you be talking like that to each other? So I'm going to leave with my last saying, which is, I want you guys to think about why they never showed the footage of the white Elantra. Why did they never show the footage of the white Elantra? Why would you ever use a stock photo? Why wouldn't you ever show, especially like think about like a sleuth going to town and being able to see like, helping out in some capacity, or maybe they could catch something on the video that, would be helpful besides that. Why did the police never show the footage of the white Elantra? Think about it. If you're going to talk about it and you're going to say it's there, and Joanne says there is no footage of the white Elantra. No, I mean, just truly like think about it though. You came out and you told, okay, we're looking for the owner of a white Elantra. We're looking for the person or persons that would have been in a 2000, blah, 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 blah. They were seen, this vehicle was seen in the immediate area of the residence at the time of the homicides. They're saying this, guys. Think about this. They're saying this on December 7th. The woman police officer that was like, they were using as like a spokesperson. I think I have the clip somewhere in one of my videos. I mean, I know that I do. Wait, you told us that the crime happened between 3 and 4. So this white Elantra that you have, like you could have shown footage of it at the 329 stamp. You could have shown footage of it at whatever stamp that you wanted to, if you thought that it was the same one every time, or the 417 and it flying away. But you want people to help you, and you want these people to come forward, or person or whatever, and you have this footage and you never put it out there. And in fact, you don't find the person because of the public. That's not how you found Brian Kohlberger's vehicle. That's not how you found the white Elantra. You didn't find it from the public. And in fact, you hid it from the public, to be quite honest, because you gave us the wrong fucking year. So, but just think about all of that. I can't possibly imagine explaining that to these parents of these victims and saying, well, we're just going to put out this stock image and see who can come forward. And then you got the Gonsalveses. They're like, why aren't you showing the video that you have? Because I never thought about it until I really thought about it. No wonder the Gonsalveses were upset. Like, you're putting out this stock photo. Where's the footage? Where's this still? Get something from that. If you're going to mention it, like, do it right? If you really want the help of it, Hey guys, we're looking for Bridgeman, but we're just going to give you a stock photo. And guess what? Nothing happened, right? They just did a sketch. Then they released what? More and more and more and more. So when anybody says like we don't want to spook anybody, we don't want to let anybody know that we're like on to them. Well, I think December 7th would have let a PhD student know, if you're looking for a white Elantra pulling away from or in the immediate, vicinity of XYZ. What if they would have shown the vehicle and 2 people would have come forward and said, "That's my vehicle." That's my vehicle. I was there door dashing. No, that's my vehicle. I was there buying drugs. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it looks just like my vehicle. So, oh yeah, I was there because you don't tell us a timestamp and then we come. I don't know. And then they say, like, at the time of the crime, and it's like, well, you told us the crime happened between 3 and 4. So why would anybody come forward that would have been in the area at 4:17 if the crime was between 3 and 4? I don't know. I've just never I've never seen so much just there's only one reason you don't put out like the photograph, the still, or the video. Somebody would have had to say to you, you can't put that out there. And then you'd be like, well, then why are we even talking about it? Just put out a stock image. What? Why? Well, because if we put out that, then it's going to give away what? What's it going to give away? What, the time? The timestamp? The timestamp on the actual maybe footage, it's not the right, maybe somebody that provided that, they're saying, "Oh, our time wasn't, you know, it was off by 36 minutes." And then we're going to have a big old problem. That happened in the Sheldon Jeter Jr. case, by the way. I'm just saying, we have 1,400 people sitting around a table and we're all law enforcement. Who would raise their hand to say we should be telling anybody about a white Elantra? Do you think that's going to help our investigation? No, we're getting leads on this white Elantra. Let's make it so that until we're not getting anywhere with the white Elantra, that we talk about a white Elantra. Why would we give that up? Well, because we're nervous that one of the families are going to speak, or the media. How would the media know about this? All right, so do we do the white Elantra? Raise your hand. Do we not? Okay. Why? What are the pros, cons? Like, that's how you talk stuff out. What are we going to get out of it? What do we need to get out of it? What are we trying to gain from doing any of this? But we're going to put out a stock photo. Okay, like Bush League as fuck. Like, I can't believe that people weren't like, but see, this is how they did it. Everybody thought that the photo that the gas station provided was like, that's the photo. And then everybody thought that, yeah, that the band field, from the band field, that's the photo. None of those are the photos of what they're talking about. Neither one of them are. Now that we have the PCA, we know this, right, guys? I hope everybody understands this. Whatever vehicle was seen in the background of the band field, that is not the vehicle that they're referring to. And the vehicle that whatever the screenshot was from that was provided by the gas station person, yeah, again, not the I can't say it's not the vehicle, it's not the footage that they're referring to. Kim says, hit the like, hit the like. So I want News Nation to tell me why we've never seen the official photos or the footage and why nobody's ever thought about that. And I want to know what Jennifer Coffindaffer thinks about that. The fact that why not go grand jury indictment on Brian Kohlberger? And why has there never been the footage to be released to the public on the actual footage of the white Elantra that they were looking for and that they provided a stock image of? And no, like, I mean, think about it even back then at the time. Like, why wasn't anybody raising hell about that? Everybody just was like, all right, let's go out there and find a white Elantra. It's like, what? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. Again, shout out to the mods. Thank you guys for modding tonight. A shout out to the members, especially the new members. Thank you for considering this channel to support the subscribers. You guys rock. All I don't know, 35,000 of you guys. I'm just really curious as to why we never saw that footage. Whether it was a still shot, whether it was the footage, and nobody like went kind of crazy over that. I think we should. Jamie says, say your last name again. Coffindaffer? Between Ashley and Jennifer. I think that Ashley and Jennifer should do like a 30-minute segment and let me question them for 30 minutes. But I don't know if Bant feels allowed to do that because I think she has to remain, unbiased, and therefore she can't be asked what she thinks. So again, you guys rock. Hit your thumbs up or thumbs down on your way out. Get some rest. Remember to always be kind to one another. And if you can't be kind, be quiet. Jamie, why are you peeing yourself over the way? Jamie said, oh my God, I just peed myself. Well, by God, girl. Thank you, Lana Banana, for another night of no cartel speculation. Yeah, sorry, but I don't believe this would be a cartel. If anything, this is about territory based off of like non-cartel BS, to be honest. This would be about, again, be nice. Oh yeah, lock your doors at night. Oh, thank you, William. Appreciate you. Oh, I get another A. I'll take an A. And then always remember to stick up. If you see something, say something, and trust me, being different is being cool. Lana, take a minute and tell us what you think about my message, please. I don't know what message it is, honey. Who would be that serious about territory? Lots of people. You'd be surprised. Christopher, thank you. I take pride in my sleuthing, I guess. Look out. Meow. I just think it'd take a lot of interviews to weed out the shit versus the truth, I guess. Well, Delmana, you know what I should do? Hold on 1 second. There you go. I'll give you guys, there it is. Hit the link. Since I've already gone 2 hours and 40 minutes, I might as well give you guys 20 minutes. If you want to hit the link, you can. Let me just get my cup of tea. Ah! Thank you there, Darlene. Oh, I gotta put my ear things back in if I'm gonna hear what you have to say. Chris says, why did the Easter Bunny hide all of his Easter eggs? I don't know, man. Why? Copy. Roger that. Yeah, Joanne. At no more chains, no more. Oh my God, I'm excited. I can't wait. Hit the link. Brian, you know everybody's sorting out garbage. Lana is going to not be happy. You can hit the link. Why can't you hit the link? We can have a great debate. I'm very confident in my debating skills. As long as everyone's always kind about it. People don't understand that. I think it's important to have difference of opinions. It's just a matter of how you go about it. You know what I mean? Yelling and screaming, why? Don't attack people. You attack an argument. So, like, whatever your stance is, the moment that you make it about not what the argument is, you actually failed and lost. Who is going to debate with Lana? Using earbuds because I dropped phone in laundry tub today. Ugh. Well, hey, did I pass? Oh, you're welcome.
Hi,
What's up, girl? How are you?
how you doing?
You know, just chilling like a villain. Hey, did I pass?
You definitely passed.
Hit the.
Wait, I have to go into the other room because I have my TV on like an idiot.
Oh, am I on the big screen?
I'm the worst. But you definitely got an A, and just let me clarify for whoever was in the chat that I didn't really pee myself. I was just a figure of speech.
Oh, okay.
You had me cracking up laughing. That was pretty. I love your hair like that.
Oh, this is my college hairstyle.
Look, I have the same thing going tonight.
Yeah.
We're matching.
This is it. Just high, messy, crazy bun. Oh yeah, straight college.
It totally is. I'm doing the college thing right now. I just wanted to stop in and say hi to you.
My mom said that one day. She's like, I mean, are you just gonna ever like not be in college anymore? It's like, what?
I can't believe you ever dropped out. I don't know what you were thinking.
Wait, dropped out. What are you talking about?
Oh, you just said that you weren't in college anymore. Oh, I guess because you graduated.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I live
Girl,
in Philly. I live in Philly. All my friends that aren't in college anymore, they just stopped going.
Oh,
I
no.
apologize.
No, she's like, I mean, you're not like in college anymore, Leanna. Like, what are you doing? I was like, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, you can. I think you're doing all right for yourself.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think she should be proud.
Oh, she is. She's great. Love her.
Absolutely. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you for coming up here.
Thank
What do you want to say? What do you think?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to clarify that I didn't really pee myself. But you had me cracking up laughing. Like I literally was taking a sip of my drink and it came out my nose. And I haven't done that in the longest time. And I had to say something. I was dying.
Well, I'm just so glad that you didn't pee yourself. That would be just a total disaster.
It really would have been. But wait, Tilly, let me ask you one question. So I totally am into your critical thinking and everything. But let me ask you, so And I agree with everything you're saying, but aren't we, by questioning so hardly for like someone else, doing the same thing that we're saying that they did with Kohlberger?
Who are we we're
Just anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like going at someone else, like saying, "Where were you? What did you do?"
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say is that in order to get to even Kohlberger status of like the radar of him, like it would take time to like, watch all those camera footages and get to that point. You would be eliminating from the inside, meaning like the circle and whoever the girls were around, and that would include Ethan, whoever Ethan was around, and interviewing them to find
I
out like
absolutely think that there's probably a lot of people involved, but if you look at his like, and this is just my opinion, but just based on my 20 years of experience, he definitely fits like that
who does.
Kohlberger.
Well,
I'm just talking psychologically. I'm not talking about evidence wise. I just want to be surprised.
See, I don't know anything about him. I
did a deep dive. You need to deep dive into him, and maybe you'll feel a little different.
What I mean by that is, I see somebody that has never left like his home area, other than like just Pennsylvania. Like, let me just make that clear. Like that area, like he wasn't that close when he went to the second college, but at least he was still in Pennsylvania. But that was also during COVID and stuff. And so a lot of people were staying at home and doing online classes. So it was a completely different time for a lot of people back then.
Okay, but I live in Pennsylvania too, and I was also getting my doctorate at the exact same time. And I promise you, I did not kill anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
so I'm just saying.
I think it's hard for me to say that just because you're a PhD student and like,
no, right. I'm agreeing with you there.
Yeah,
okay,
like
I didn't kill anybody, so I agree with you 100%.
I wish that some of these people would come forward, like that would like. I mean, would you ever come forward though and say like you dated the person? Like, why would you want all that media attention? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't want the media attention. But when you said that you wouldn't give your DNA, I have to say I was kind of like, huh?
I would never give my DNA.
So, okay, so I don't know if it's just because I live in Philadelphia and my house has been broken into so many times that, and like my cars that I've had to give DNA before to rule myself out.
They can. Yeah, no, you can get like that. That's just, I would never give my DNA. I don't need to. Especially if I'm innocent.
Well, I guess that would be my point. Wouldn't you want to rule yourself out?
No, you're going to rule yourself out because of way more things than that. You don't need to do all that. You don't, especially not like there's no reason to.
I could prove later.
They can go through my attorney. I'll go right through my attorney. I will be the most amazing, helpful person. I will tell you everything you want to know, but I just don't think that you need to have my DNA.
I almost feel like though, but I would think that by not giving your DNA, you might put a target out on your head. Like, why isn't she giving her DNA? What does she have to hide?
I think it's how you go about that, though. Like, this is something that's very serious. I mean, 4 people have been stabbed to death, and you were just with them, literally an hour or two before, or possibly like right before you. You don't know when they're dead. You don't know when they were murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know that. And I would be, but I think that the way that I think, it's not that I know that I didn't do this. I'm gonna go through my lawyer though, because
I would too, 100%.
I'm not gonna get caught up
in
some bullshit that my DNA somehow gets on. Hell no. So I would recommend that to everybody. I would recommend that to everybody.
On the channel should know to call their lawyer. If never. I don't know. I would
go through your lawyer, and they're gonna get whatever they need. You know what I mean?
100%.
You don't need to be giving that up like day one. Like, oh my God, here's my DNA.
No, I hear you. I'm about to call my lawyer tomorrow to ask him what he wants me to do. No, I'm being dead serious.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it because I don't think there's going to be a lawyer out there that's going to tell you to give up your DNA unless they're a prosecutor.
No, you might be right. He's a really good lawyer.
Yeah, to see what he thinks. Be like, if somebody, first of all, hopefully you would ask, why are you wanting my DNA?
Okay.
Like, wait, you want my DNA because of what? Like, normally people don't come up to you and be like, hey, cops like to be like, hey, what were you doing last night? Where were you at? Blah, blah, blah. And like, why are you asking me this? You know what I mean? Like, they don't like, oh, hey, there was 4 people murdered. Like, the way that they go about it. And then you would just be like, but I'd be like, wait a second. Do you think that I had something to do with this? And like, I would just want to know, like, no, we just knew that you were with it. Like, I would want to see how they were trying to play me. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wonder what he would say.
Yeah, hey, I will tell you everything you want to know. I have nothing to hide, but I want to do it through an attorney. Period.
Oh, I
So
would definitely do it through an attorney. I'm just dying to know my attorney if he would tell me to give my
I
DNA.
will tell you the same thing.
Well, I'm just gonna have to ask him, and I'll let you know. what he
How
says.
about this? If I'm wrong, I will buy you a steak dinner.
Okay, and if I'm wrong, I'll buy you one. There you go. We're
And
hanging out.
if he tells you just to give your DNA away, I'm going to tell you to get a new attorney.
No, my attorney's awesome. It's Michael Vanderveen. He actually, and I wasn't a huge fan of this, but he actually, he was one of the impeachment lawyers. He's like the best attorney ever. So he would
100. There's no
definitely
way he's
trust
telling
me.
you to cough up your DNA.
You're probably right. So I'm probably going to tell you that you're right, and I'm probably going to owe you a steak dinner. But
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But you're probably right. He probably
there's-
would be like,
He's probably going to be like, well, what's it for? Like, you have to give him like a true. Just say, hey, if somebody called me up and was like, hey, I need to get your DNA to clear you in a murder investigation, what would you advise me to do? And he's probably going to say, to call me.
I wonder if I should text them right now.
And yeah, and be like, oh my God, I just got a phone call.
It's 1:15 a.m. Michael
Yeah, they
Vanderveen.
want me to clear myself in a murder investigation.
No,
to
he
give
would
them my
literally
DNA.
call me right back, and you would like, don't talk to anybody. I'll be right there.
Yeah, see? If he's going to tell you that, then he's definitely going to tell you not to be giving up your DNA.
I am going to ask him though, because I am curious, but I'll definitely let you know the next time.
All right, cool. You do that. You better, because
All right.
I want my steak dinner. Damn it.
No, I want my steak dinner.
Ah, shit.
Sounds good. All right. Either way, we're hanging out. But I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to ask him. I have a feeling you're probably right. I'm probably wrong on this one. I'm going to go.
I just don't see any. I'll help. I'll do whatever. But
I could actually see him like yelling at me, being like, "What did you do that for? Like, why didn't you call me first?" But I would always call him first, so I wouldn't even be.
Okay, so do me a favor.
Listen.
Record the conversation.
Okay. Well,
No,
it's isn't it recording right now?
No, like when you call him.
Oh my God.
That way I could totally see like.
My nickname is Straight A Stupid. I'm graduating from one of the hardest programs in the whole country with a 3.9, but I am the dumbest motherfucker ever. It is so true. Some of the smartest people
Straight
are
A Stupid.
That's
great.
my nickname, Straight A Stupid. I'm
That's
like,
great.
what, this? It's oh my God. My husband's going to be like, no, you didn't. I say the dumbest shit. All right,
Yeah.
I'll definitely record it.
You better.
Record it with my
That way we can critique it.
Absolutely. He'll do it.
All right, cool.
I did a video for him on his website, so he owes me.
There you go.
There you go. All right, girlfriend. I'll talk to you later.
All right, girl. You rock. Love you, babe. Jamie's a cool nut. Would you ever give up your DNA?
I never would give up my DNA.
I wouldn't give up my DNA. Not. Yeah, definitely. I ain't giving up my DNA. Girl, shit. I'm like, you're gonna have to. So wait, there's a link. Anybody last one? Where's no chains? 2 chains? Okay. You guys just scared off like no chains. Oh wait, there you go. Friday, no debating. I have the truth, sweetie. Well, then I have no. Yeah, I have no. Then just take the link. Lana, how many cars did they say? They never gave a number on the cars reported, like by the house. No number. They said a few. They said a few. I didn't scare anybody. I'm totally not scary. Never. Yeah, see? I would never give up mine. I'm going to tell my son the same thing. If anybody's asking for your DNA, we go down to lockdown mode. Don't say another word. Call me. Well, there's, Mary P, I think it's best that law enforcement talks about how many white launches were in the area, because I don't know. My answer to that is I have no idea. And the first thing I would do though is go through the wedding launches that would be registered to the school, both schools. So why they wouldn't have done that from jump doesn't make sense to me. If they were looking for a wedding launcher from jump, yeah, don't know. I think that 911 call is going to be sad. I think it's going to be played during the preliminary hearing. So, all right, guys, take care. Be safe. You guys are great. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down on your way out. Talk to you guys soon. Remember, be kind or quiet.